And we're about to start talking about antenatal cares and prenatal cares. That's basically taking care of a woman that is just is pregnant. Okay, so the woman is kind of like, you know, the fetus is still developing. So we just want to look at the critical periods of development in embryology. Okay, so what are the critical periods? Okay, to me, my understanding of critical period is when the baby is most vulnerable. So if there's any insult to it, it goes a very long way, okay, in affecting it, you know. So critical period of development in embryology just refers to what? Specific windows during pregnancy when the embryo or fetus is especially sensitive to what? Environmental influences such as toxins, medications, infections, nutritional deficiencies. So these periods are very crucial because they coincide with what? The formation and differentiation of major organs and systems. Of course, if there's any issue coming in within, okay, the periods of what? This vulnerability, that organ that is supposed to develop at that time will now develop in an abnormal way. Do you understand? So the critical periods are divided like this. Week 1 to 2, that's during that fertilization or implantation. If anything happens there, of course, the baby is just in an egg and sperm zygote form. You understand? So a whole lot of issues. All right. Then week 3 to 8, that's when organs are forming. So there's also a risk that, you know, if there's issues, it could actually affect the organs there. Okay. Week 9 to 38 is fetal period. Okay. So there's risks here, but it's mainly functional defects. Okay. And the risk is kind of like reduced at that time. Okay. So you should know that week 3 to 8 has the highest risk. Okay. Week 1 to 2, there's something there, you know, the body might develop and kind of like, you know, refit it. So we're saying the embryonic period is the most critical period of development of a baby. Okay. In germinal period, any cell could easily replace. While in this one, the baby is kind of like stronger. Okay. And the issues can be mainly like functional issue, not really anatomical defects. Okay. So talking about the organ specific, that's like different organs and how they can be affected. The heart development begins around week 3. Okay, so it's most vulnerable. Okay, it's most vulnerable to any defect in week 3 to 6. Neural tube defects, you know, the closure is by week 4. So folic acid is very important for it to close at that time. If there's no folic acid, you have neural tube defects, right? So you can now be having all those spinal bifida, meningocele, myelomeningocele, and all of that. So limbs formation is 4 to 8. So if they are exposed to any cancer or any stuff, okay, can lead to limb malformation. Eyes and ears, they are sensitive from week 4 to 9. Okay, so with continued vulnerability into the fetal period, okay, as you are growing. Palate and lips is they develop within week 6 to 9. Okay, there's exposure to any issue that time, it can lead to deformities in them. That's when we have all those cleft lip, cleft palate. So factors influencing the risk is the time of exposure. Okay, how much and how long were you exposed to what is supposed to cause issues? Okay, route of exposure, through what way did it actually come to you? Okay, then genetic susceptibility. Okay, so some people might be more vulnerable than some people. So that's all about the critical periods of development in the embryo.